As a kid, I could barely say, could I have that red truck, please? Growing up, I had a very bad stutter. I stuttered everywhere. At school, at my house. It consumed me. I could barely talk. And I tried fixing it through over 10 years of speech therapy. But my stutter only got worse. And kids, they can be mean. From age 6 to age 18, I was bullied almost every single day. I was called every name in the book, had gum thrown in my hair. I sat alone at lunch most days. But one day, I met Ashley. She was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And by some cosmic miracle, we were lab partners together. So we talked all the time about her dog, Toby, her brothers, her day. I was smitten. Now you're probably wondering, Matt, did you ever ask her out? Absolutely not. You kidding me? I mean, what would I say to her? Hey, girl, you, me, date? No. But I will say that she was my lighthouse when I was falling apart, because these kids became even more mean to me. And so finally, I ran away from all of my problems. I did homeschooling, and I was mute for over 2 years. I only talked if I had to. I didn't leave the house, no friends, and that was my life. But at 18, I was called to be a missionary for my church. So I went from being this mute kid to now I'm talking to strangers 24/7. It went about as well as you would imagine. The first 6 months were hell. I was freezing cold, homesick, and my anxiety became suffocating, where I could barely breathe. But rock bottom for me, when I tried to say my own name one day, Matthew, and I couldn't say it. The shame and the embarrassment was unimaginable, because to talk is to be human. And if I can't talk, then what am I? I didn't feel worthy of love. I felt like some freak that was different from all the normal people. And so I begged my dad to please take me home. We talked for a few days until he told me some words that changed my life. He said, "What if your stutter was a gift, and it gave you the hunger and the skills you need to one day be a great speaker?" Now, I love my dad, great guy. I was thinking, wow, that's such brilliant advice, Dad. Thank you. Next stranger I meet, I'll say, "Hi there." I can't say my name, but don't worry. I'm the chosen one, and I'm destined for greatness. But the more I obsessed on his words, the more I realized that I had learned some life lessons from my stutter that no book could have taught me. Namely, 2 things. First, how to work really, really hard. As a kid, I would spend an hour on just a sentence, the tonality of it, the pacing, tricks to not stutter. I spent 10 times longer than the average kid to just talk normal. So I could use that and work hard. Second was having thick skin. My entire life was rejection. Happiness had to come from me, not from other people. So I went from thinking I had this curse, this stutter, to it being my greatest gift. As I stand before you today, I am proof that people can change and the power of the human spirit. Maybe you don't have a stutter, but we all have parts of us that we think are broken, ugly, and messy, and that we hide from other people because we worry if they knew the real us, maybe they wouldn't love us. But what if those parts that you hide are actually your most beautiful parts and your greatest gift? If I could talk to 6-year-old Matthew right now, I would not tell him to stop stuttering. I would tell him to stop hiding. And I would tell him and you that your messy, ugly parts don't disqualify you from greatness. They prepare you for it. Your suffering can give you the hunger and the skills you need to become great. Contest chair.